Yes, people, what's going on? We are back again with another footy talk. Lewis, what are you telling me, my bro?
I'm chill. It's a shame that we're straight back into the international break, 3 match days in, but we're here. I feel relatively relaxed after the weekend. Obviously, I know you guys had that awful performance against Liverpool. You're probably better off with the international break, but yeah, it's good to be back. Hope you're good, bro.
Yeah, all good. Bruv, I hadn't spoken to you since the transfer window closed. So, like, how you feeling about all the business?
Happy with us like strengthening our attacking depth and everything. The defense and the goalkeeping signings still need to be proven, so I can't say too much about that. But my only thing is like we didn't end up getting the number 9, and I do feel ultimately disappointed about that. In terms of the Osimhen situation, I don't really blame anybody on either end. We didn't want to break our wage structure. Cool, I understand that. If we're in the Champions League, we could have offered Osimhen what he wanted as a base wage with the clause that if we drop out the top 4, you get a wage deduction. But we weren't in the top 4, so we can't do that. Osimhen ain't going to lower his wages because 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to lower their wages. That's just life. It is what it is. My whole thing was just, okay, we didn't need to drag this to deadline day then. The whole stance on both ends never changed. We still were far off his valuation when we got to deadline day. Tony was right there. Prem proven 30k a week, fits the structure, fits the wage structure, fits the way we play. Should have just gone for him, innit? That's my only thing with the whole striker situation. Bar that, I ain't going to say Osimhen's greedy or anything. No, man's just trying to stick to what he's already on. Fair play to you. I don't think we're in the wrong for keeping to our structure because I saw what we were like 5 years ago when our wage structure was a mess. Just didn't need to be dragged for that long. That's it.
No, I hear it. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one with the Osimhen situation because you knew what he wanted. He knew what you lot were prepared to offer. So I don't understand why it went to the final day. Why did it go to the final day? Because no one was budging, bruv.
I don't know. Like I was only with it because I assumed something was going to give. Either we were just going to find a way to incentivize the hell out of it and make him want to join us, or he might have just sucked up and just said, no other options here. I might lower my wages. Neither of them happened, and we just sat there on deadline day in the exact same situation. We gave him up to 7 offers, and we were still far off the valuation. So it's just like, what was the point? Really, what was the point? Because like, yeah, Tony ended up going to Al Ali, but no one was even looking at him until the last week of the window. Yeah. Offer him 150k a week, done. The striker's there. You don't even have to move anywhere.
Yeah, but you know it was, yeah. All of these guys, yeah, all of these English teams, they knew that Brentford, yeah, needed the money. They knew that. So everyone's plan was to wait till the last weekend of the window. However, the Saudis got there first. And once you get offered 400k, there's no going back, brother. You know them ones. So it's not that so with the Tony situation, it's not that nobody wanted him. It's just that they pretty much did what Chelsea did to United with Sancho. They said, you know what, the later it is, the less that they're probably going to be willing to accept in it. And this is what they did. But by then, Tony had already agreed to go to Saudi, and he made the right move for himself, bro. And the thing is, Ivan Tony can go to Saudi for 2 years, come back to the Premier League at 30, and still play for a big club. Because let's face it, the level of strikers in the league, they're not that high to the point where Tony can't go make his money for a season and a half, 2 seasons, and come back, bro. It's not that. Same with Harry Kane. Like, if Harry Kane decides, yeah, end of the season, he wants to come back to England, bro, bare teams are taking him still, bro.
I hear it. I think with the whole Tony situation, like you said, no one really expected Al Ali to get in there. That's more of his, was it his agent's fault? No, Napoli. That was Napoli because they had an agreement with Napoli for Osimhen. Full agreement, wages, transfer fee. Osimhen was just holding out to see if we could match it. Then we go in with a counter offer to Napoli. I think it's like 5 million more than what they have. So then they go to Al Ali saying, okay, they've offered 5 million more. I'm going to need that from you lot after they had an agreement. So they told him to F off, and then they went and got Tony as the plan B, which might have been our plan B, but then Al Ali beat us to that too.
Facts.
All in all, comes out as a bit of an L.
Yeah, bro, listen, Chelsea were never getting Osimhen on loan. They were never getting him on loan, bro. Like, there's no way in it. Like, because Napoli would have wanted to at least get the majority of his wages off, bro. So and Chelsea wouldn't pay that, bro. Like, let's be real.
We only wanted to do 150 max and nothing else. So I don't even think that was gonna work. Like, there was talks about a loan with an obligation to buy, but even then we were so far off in terms of the wages. Pointless. It was pointless.
This is what it is. So now he's going to end up at Galatasaray. It's a weird one. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what the deal is. I think Galatasaray, I think there's no loan fee and they're just paying all his wages or something like that. But
I think it's still a percentage, but it's probably a lot more favorable towards Napoli. Actually, I can't even write that one off now because there's limited options for him. It's just you need him to go somewhere just so he can stay fit, stay sharp, and you can potentially try offload him.
Sell him in January. Yeah, because they literally removed him from the squad, gave his number to Lukaku. So they literally said, "Yo, he's dusted."
Because there was rumors of him accepting 160k a week. I'm not too sure how legit that one was, but if that's the case, Napoli are still paying a massive, decent percentage of those wages. So it's just something that I don't even think really suits anybody. It's just the only really available option to him right now.
You know what it is, yeah? Like, he's going somewhere where he can play Champions League football and stay fit until January. Because them man weren't going to play him. They removed him from the squad. So it's kind of like he had to go. You know what I mean? That was just the only thing that made sense.
Apparently, it was like, because of the Al Ali situation, all potential bridges were burnt at that point. Like, he might have been able to even just stay around the squad, but I think them ruining the Al Ali deal just completely burned everything for him, because that was at least an option for him. They were happy to just wait to see if Chelsea make a move, and if he does, and if we don't give him what he wants, they'll just take Osimhen and everyone will be happy. Then Napoli got greedy and asked for another 5 mil. Ruined everything.
So that's what happened, in it, because they kept putting the price up, right?
They had a full agreement, I think, on deadline day or the day before. Fabrizio reported it. And then we offered, I think, 5 million more, and then they tried to get Al Ali to match it. Al Ali told them, F off, we're going to go get Tony. Done. No more Osimhen.
Oh.
So that's why he's fuming with Napoli, and that's why he also reported everything's done with Napoli. There's no coming back. There's no nothing. Because there was their own problem with Chelsea, but that's more him and the wages and his agent fees and all of that. They ruined the Al Ali move, and he could have got all the extra P's. All of that gone because they wanted an extra 5 mil.
But what was he absolute? So he was ongoing to Saudi then?
Yeah, if we couldn't match what he wanted, he would have gone to Saudi. They had a full agreement, personal terms, contract. It just wasn't going through to a medical or anything because they all knew he was waiting for Chelsea. If Chelsea could match it, he's going Chelsea first. We couldn't.
Okay.
And then they got greedy.
Okay, I had no idea that that's how it went down. Well, that's an interesting that's
why I feel bad for Osimhen ultimately. I feel like he's been screwed by his agent and by Napoli. And now he's just still trying to figure out his next move.
Yeah, but this is why having the right people around you is so important. Do you know what I'm saying? Because his agent, bro, this opportunity may never arise again. Yeah, cool. Chelsea might go back in for him in January, but it's not a given. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a given.
We're hearing other clubs are going to come in as well. And I don't even blame them either. I was surprised we're the only ones looking for him. There's the amount of clubs that say, oh, we need a 9, we need a 9. Arsenal could have easily come in. Their wage structure's a mess anyway. Just give him what he wants. There's your 9.
Nah, facts. 100%. But I think they're saying, what's the release clause, like 75 now or something? 75.
It was 120 million pounds, but we were waiting the window down too because we knew it was going to go down, and it started going to about 80, 70 million around that mark. So I'd assume it would be the same thing in January too, because they'll just want to get him off the books. The bigger thing more is just the wages. Because I think the transfer fee, the more times passed, the lower it's gone down.
Yeah, now 75 million euros, which is more, that's going to be more enticing for a lot A lot of clubs. I personally don't think he's worth that, but it's one of them things where 75 million euros looks a lot better than 120 odd.
It's just more the market, if anything. There's such limited options. Like, you got a man like Osimhen that's going to be going for around that amount, if not more. Like, I never thought he was worth that amount either. I just thought, we need a striker who's one of the best on the market. Cool. He'll do.
And yeah, they paid 80 million for him or something like that. So I don't know. They're probably not even going to get their money back on him. But at this point, I don't know. Nobody in this situation is looking good at the moment. He looks a bit funny. His agent looks funny. Napoli look funny. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, Chelsea, they did what they were supposed to do, bro. They stuck to their guns, which is fair enough. And so did our Ali as well, bro. They said, bun that, bro. You man are taking too long. We've got a contingency. So that Saudi bag is gone now.
Which is
that Saudi bag's gone.
That's,
And
that's peak for him.
He's got to be fuming, lad.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think personally, I think Osimhen comes out of this looking relatively fine because all he did was just want to stick to what he was already on. He wasn't asking for a crazy increase or anything. I think the agent fees played a part. Obviously, Napoli and their handling of the Al Ali situation played a part. With us, it's just we dragged it on for much longer than what we needed to. But
yeah,
like I just feel bad for Osimhen in all of this because it didn't need to end this way. He could have just been at Al Ali with his money and just chilling. Napoli screwed him over. Personally, I think he needs to get rid of that agent too because we know the agent fees was also playing a part in it as well. And this guy was doing the most during the summer window, waffling about how his guys are not a package to be loaned out. He's the guy who's brought the first Scudetto in 33 years. Now he's going on loan.
Who is his agent?
I think it's Roberto Calenda. I think that's his name.
Some cowboy.
What was it? Where was it? I put a tweet out.
Yeah,
Roberto Calenda. He said, I read about unfound imaginary trades involving Victor, shipped round like a package ready for delivery. But remember, this package is the top scorer of the third Scudetto in Naples history. Respect and no more fake news. He put that on Twitter, like the day before deadline day. No, on deadline day. He dropped that on deadline day.
Yeah, that's a mad thing. And bro, like, and what they offered Osimhen as well was a lot, bro. They offered him like 600 or something, innit? I swear he got offered something stupid like that.
I don't remember the specific amount, but it was crazy. It was something you'd expect from Saudi for one of them.
It was more than what Tony's on. Tony's on about 400. It was more than that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I was seeing absurd numbers, bro. Like $500,000, more than $500,000 a week. 650, bro.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Was there an offer?
650.
Yeah, 25 million a year for 4 years. That's what he was being offered. That is rough. Saying about 600k a week.
And you missed out on that.
Because Napoli wanted 5 million euros, bruv. That is rough. That is rough.
That's nasty, bro.
Well, I can only feel bad for him. A lot of people saying, oh, Osimhen's being greedy and all of that. Nah, like, he's on the wages that he's asking for. Like, it is what it is. 9 times out of 10, man, are going to take a wage cut where they're at their job. So I don't blame him for not doing it.
No, I hear it. Yeah, that's nasty stuff, though. That's a lot of money to... Oh, man. I feel sick just thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a lot of money to miss out on.
I know one man just screws that up for you, bruv. Yeah. Hopefully he gets his move in January. Just if it ain't Chelsea, stay away from England.
I hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? No, it'd be interesting, man.
The guys in the chat, I get it. We didn't need to comply to his wages because we're sticking to our wage structure. I understand that. Chelsea aren't in the wrong either. I've said my only problem with the whole Osimhen situation is we knew all of this in July, let alone early August. Move on. Move on. Gyökeres is still there. Tony is still there. Try someone else. Just, we didn't need to drag it for this long. Like, deadline day, no new updates dropped. No new terms. Just another offer that got rejected because we were far off. Move on. That's it.
I hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up everyone inside. Nearly 1,200 in here. Make sure you smash the likes. What are you saying about the Sancho situation? Obviously, you signed Jadon Sancho now, saying that he's in training with Maresca. One thing about Maresca, the guys that haven't gone to international, you know he's still going to be working. He looks like one of them brothers that's just obsessed with football.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how we integrate Sancho into the team. I'm not sure if he starts against Bournemouth or probably comes off the bench, if anything. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the transfer. I'm happy with the player and everything. I think he'll do well for us. Just, yeah, it's my number one thing coming into the window is that I wanted to get the number 9. Just that part is the only thing that disappointed me. But yeah, like I'm happy with Sancho joining.
Because there was some article saying that when Maresca came in, he said he wanted a right and a left winger. So
yes,
that's why he got Neto and he got Sancho. Like he specifically wanted that. So he wasn't happy with what Chelsea had. And he made up his mind anyway that Raheem wasn't the guy. And he definitely ain't a fan of Mudryk.
Yeah, like Mudryk, I think got hooked at half time against Servette in the second leg or something like that.
Yeah, he did. Nasty.
In Mudryk, genuinely, like this guy just seems like a 10, but like we have so many 10 options. There's no point even implementing him in that position. You might as well just cut your losses at this point.
He can't even play in the 10 though, bro. Like he's not even got the IQ to play there. So mad.
I don't know. Like I think he's got decent passing and vision. Well, vision with the passing. That's just it though. Nothing else in his game. Like every time I see him play centrally, I usually see a good pass or two in him. It's just I have so many options. I can't try and think, let's play Mudryk in the 10. I want to see how that works. We only even tried it for a few games last season, but I'll be real, I was impressed. Like he seemed a lot more comfortable playing centrally, just focusing more on passes. He don't even know when to make runs on the left-hand side. He's got pace for nothing. And like his signature move there is cut inside and shoot at shed upper. So I think his future's at the 10. Just probably not here.
Yeah, I think he gets moved on in the summer. I think he gets moved in the summer. Jaden probably takes that number 10 shirt from him. That's what it's looking like. Obviously, Pedro Neto, Joao Felix. Bruv, on paper, it's been a very, very good window, bruv.
Yeah, it's just more for a lot of players. You need to see how they impact the squad first. I'm happy with Joao Felix. I'm happy with Sancho joining, just because like our attacking depth in general has improved. I look at the attack that we had 2 years ago. I look at it now and I think, raw. I was genuinely embarrassed of our attack 2 years ago. Now I'm chill. I need a clinical number 9 and I'm happy. That's all I really need. But yeah, in terms of Sancho, like I just don't know where we're going to implement him. And for him, it's just more you need to perform.
The manager said on the left.
Did he say on the left?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so
manager said on the left, and he said that he needed a player like Sancho, especially when you're coming up against low blocks, to break them down and shit like that. And obviously, Mudryk and Sterling don't help with that, bro. They're definitely players that need space to run into, innit? And same with Madueke to a certain degree as well, bro. I think that against low blocks, you're probably going to see Neto and Sancho.
I could hear that because like we faced our first proper low block in the second half against Palace, and everything was fine until we equalised. Then, as soon as they sat back, we kind of looked a little bit more flat. Noni weren't having the same amount of space they had before. Plus, I think they were putting more players on the right-hand side too to just deal with him a little bit more. And yeah, we didn't really look as good as we did in the first 50 minutes before that. So hopefully Sancho and Felix can do something to help that. I didn't even think Felix had a good cameo, to be fair, either. But Sancho should hopefully be able to help with that.
No, 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up everyone inside. Make sure we get those ratios up 1,300 in.
Rise up, guys.
Also, we saw Arsenal turn down a bid from Saudi apparently for Trossard or something like that. That was super random. I was filming Bants Sports Ooze and I come out, and then as soon as we come out, we saw that. Is there any update on that, guys? Are they gonna come in with another bid, or was it just a cheeky one to see?
Is their window still open? Because I thought it closed on the second.
Window could. Oh shit, yo, the window did close yesterday, didn't it?
I think it was second.
Yeah, the 2nd of September. It is the 2nd of September. That means it closed yesterday.
Yeah, because I know. Yeah, because I didn't think they would sell unless Trossard specifically said, I want to leave.
Okay.
Because he's too important for them off the bench. Like, that was just a cheeky offer from Saudi. Because
the man said they signed Bergwijn instead. Okay, that makes sense. Because I saw Ronald Koeman basically say, that the door to the national team's closed for Bergwijn because he's gone to Saudi. He pretty much just said, yo, like, obviously he's not gone there for footballing reasons. So he won't be getting picked. That's okay. Now that's all making sense now. That's all making sense now.
Oh, yeah, we also saw Angelo. Yeah, we also sent Angelo there just before deadline day. I think it was like a £23 million deal or something. So that's just another player that we've got rid of from the squad. Good player, like really decent right winger from what I've seen, but so many options. You ain't breaking in here. So go. Made a bit of profit off you. That's basically the whole project for about 50% of the players in our squad anyway. So cool. You can put that in the bank towards getting better players.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They said that Chelsea have almost balanced their books. The fact that you've nearly balanced your books already after all the business that you've done, I don't know, bro. Chelsea are going to be a problem.
They're like, how are Chelsea able to spend this money? Look at the sales we made, not just this summer, but last summer.
He didn't even played for you, and he made what, 6 million profit on the brother.
All he had was one loan spell at Strasbourg. That's all he needed.
Yeah,
he actually did pretty well there for like half the season. Then he got injured.
Yeah,
all we just got to do is start winning some trophies and get back into the top 4, and people will start giving us some flowers. And I understand that too. Like ultimately, if you're not winning anything, no one's going to say too much. But people acting like it's doom and gloom at Chelsea, no. People acting like players are here for 7 years on big money, no. They're not even in the Champions League to be doing that. 60 players in the squad. Where's João Felix being trained? No, we have 25 players in the squad. Go away. So yeah, it's just not as doom and gloom as people make it out to be.
A man saying what 18 million net spend is that, bro? That's absurd, bro.
That is bad.
That's absurd. Like, how are Chelsea able to do this, bro? Like, this is why I can't even hate it, bro, because it's like it just shows, how well the club set up that kind of business is even a thing, bro.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I see the ambition around us. My whole problem with the ownership has been manager identification. I've said that for years. In terms of what we're doing with the squad, we ripped apart. People say we ripped apart a team that conquered Europe. We ripped apart a team that was already declining. Respectfully, Tuchel left at the right time. Probably quietly, Roman might have left at the right time too, because like we needed a fat rebuild and that squad was going to fall apart. Whoever was owning the club, whoever was in charge, and we would have had to try and build it back as quickly as possible. And we've done that. Problem is, we handed it to an idiot. You gave it to Pochettino. We didn't get top 4. Now, man like Osimhen, we can't go get him because we can only offer 150k a week max. If we're in the top 4, you can offer him his base wage. Osimhen's already a Chelsea player. Just again, everyone else, why I kept cussing out Poch last season, why I kept focusing on him. Here we are. No 9, because we didn't get top 4. We needed top 4. We were 5 points off top 4.
Is that what they're saying it is, though?
Because
before the base wage, they wanted to keep it. They wanted to control that anyway.
Yeah,
like, what's the most thing he's on? 180. Enzo or something.
Enzo's on 180.
You ain't got no one on over 200.
Chilwell, sad. No, Chilwell's on 200.
Yeah, and he's on the old contract, and they'll fuck him off as well.
Yep, they've already isolated him from the rest of the squad too. But everybody gets a bonus once we go back into the Champions League. I think it's like 30-40% or something like that. Or it might even just depend based on the player, because not Chilwell. Palmer's got an extension. Nicholas Jackson got an extension. Maybe they get a bigger bonus when we get into the UCL as a result. But they all get bonuses once we're in the UCL. And then they're on big money. Until then, it's 150k a week as the max. Unless you're Enzo and Kunku or Chilwell. So that's why we couldn't offer Osimhen what he wanted. We would have been able to offer him what he wanted if we were just in the UCL. Because then it's a base wage with a clause that if we drop out of the UCL, you take a cut. That's why I was so annoyed with last season. Top 4 was right there for the taking, and then that would have been progression. It would have allowed us to offer wages to bigger players closer to what they wanted.
Yeah, 100%. Most clubs do that anyway. I think United do that as well. I think it's a 25% pay cut if we don't make Champions League. I think that's what we do, 25% for everyone. So
I think we've only just started implementing that.
Yeah, I think we've been doing it for a little while still. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. It's interesting. Hey, big up you lot in the chat. You man are killing me, bro. But this Twitter thing. Funny enough, I saw the Twitter thing, you know. I saw the Twitter thing. I saw you comment on it as well, bro. I saw
Bro,
you
how are you
commenting
a
on it, Lewis.
football player for Man United? You ain't even got the juice to ratio someone on Twitter. Do you know how crazy that is?
Nah,
Do
but
you know how even
you know
like
what it is though,
Chilwell or
Lewis. Though.
Sterling or something would have stands on Twitter who would just back it.
Nah,
No
but you
one
know what
backed
it
it.
is. No, it is. I've been telling people about this Donny, yeah, and it's like people are finally starting to catch on about him. You know, people used to say, "Oh, Rants, you're bullying a kid and all these things, bro." You know the amount of rubbish I used to hear, brother. And all I did was just give my honest opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what I do with all these footballers. I give my honest opinion, whether I like them or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a big fan of Kobe Mino. Do you know what I'm saying? But he made a lot of mistakes in the last game, and he's got a lot of flaws in his game that are being exposed in this manager's system. I have to call them out. It's not because I don't like him. It's because it's the truth, blood.
You gotta
Do you get
remember
what I'm
football
saying?
in this era though. Criticism equals hate.
It's crazy.
That's what it is now.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's actually crazy, bruv. There he is, blood. Oh, he absolutely
Big up, brother.
Brother, he put my man in a blender, fam. I was in tears, fam. Imagine,
made
I
him
know,
delete the tweet, bro.
bruv, I know the cooking's bad when man are hitting me up on Instagram saying, Rants, have you seen this? And I had to go to Twitter and I saw that, hey, bro, I saw bodies everywhere. That's all I saw, bro. He got absolutely fried. And the funny thing is, Mandem was saying, why is he replying and that? Bro, what you got to realize is, I think Rashford replied to something as well. Do you know what I'm saying? No, but I think Rashford replied to something. What you got to realize, yeah, is a lot of these Man United players have imposter syndrome because they know they don't belong there. So because of that, they internalize a lot of these feelings, and this is why they nibble, bro. This is why they nibble, and this is the maddest thing, bro. Like
he had to have started like searching his name on Twitter or something because like that tweet was on 400
would have
likes.
showed it to him, bro.
I don't even know if it's that because it didn't even like bang before that. It was only 400 likes or something. Man typed in his name on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe.
And I guess he was in a bad mood. He must have had a bad day or something and thought, now let me try.
Was he trending before or something? Why? Why would he have searched his own name though?
Probably because he had a bad game and he wanted to see the stick.
Okay, maybe that.
Yeah, players do that.
Okay, maybe it was that, you know. Maybe
that's what I'm thinking it was. I had a bad game, or like not even that. I think like some players just check their name like that.
Players do check their name, bro. I don't, bruv, that's weird anyway, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's a very, very weird thing. Oh, look, Lewis has put it up. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, I saw a few people in the chat were asking to see it. I got ratioed within minutes. Within minutes. Do you know how crazy that is?
That's crazy, bro.
And my whole thing is like, you are a whole Man United football player. How do you not have that level of juice? Yeah, no one even saying, yeah, ignore the haters, bro. Ignore that. Now people are just telling you you're dead. That's mad.
Yeah, bro.
But I rate it though. I rate it. That's real standards.
No, like, but you know what it is though? You know what it is? A lot of these Man United players, yeah, including Lisandro Martinez, who's posted a picture, yeah, with fucking my man from Liverpool. The literally McAllister, like just after we got smoked by them, yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
A lot of these fucking stupid Man United players, yeah, are so out of touch, yeah, with reality, bro. Like they're out of touch with reality, bro. Like that was further proof. Like, how dare you? We've just lost 3-0, yeah, to Liverpool. Why would you post that? Why would you fucking post that?
Do you remember when you lost to Brighton and he posted a picture of him celebrating an offside goal?
Yeah, oh man, no, bro. This guy, bro, he posted a picture of him celebrating an offside goal. Like, bro, this what I mean. These men are out of touch. I don't know if it's the Argentinian thing, yeah. I don't know if what it is in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I kind of get with the older players.
You've had Enzo singing, yeah, and now we got these two Argentinians doing foolishness. So I don't know if it's something in the water over there. Do you know what I'm saying?
I just think they only really care about the international team, if anything. Obviously, there's a motivation to win for the club, but I just don't think it hits the same. Because with Garnacho, though, like I would expect that from one of the older players to like not be so smart on social media. Not you.
Yeah.
Not you. At your age, you should know everything about social media, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. Nah, like you're just taking L's every week. Because this is the second week in a row now. You had to delete the old tweet against Brighton because you were getting cooked for adding an offside goal in celebration in a game you lost. Now you're getting cooked by your own fans because you tried to respond to a fail comp. How about you respond on the pitch? Because
But this is
that's
what
the
I'm
thing that
saying,
annoys me with
bro.
certain players.
But
Like, do you
bro, but
remember when
this is
Havertz
yeah,
shushed the Chelsea fans
but
after like
bro, but
one goal and
Lewis,
assist
you've
in
hit the nail
14?
on the head though. This just shows you that these men are so far out of touch here with what the reality of what's going on. He probably thought that man were gonna back him up, you know. He probably thought he doesn't understand the temperature right now in the fan base. Because these men live in an alternate universe. He lives in a universe where Manchester United Football Club sucks him off, even though he's a dead footballer, bro. They're always pushing his shirts, pushing him on the socials. Do you know what I'm saying? Like him and Rasmus Højlund, when they're saying, oh, like even on the adverts, oh, print your shirts here, they're using his shirts and stuff like that. They're trying to sell us this Garnacho product, yeah? And a lot of the fans are just having enough, bro. They're having enough, bro. And the worst thing that could have happened to him, yeah, is his friend Ahmad, bro. Because a lot of people are seeing Ahmad play football and realizing, yo, this is what a footballer looks like. We don't need to tolerate this Garnacho shit anymore.
Why is he doing
You know
this early into his United career? I hear it.
Yeah, bro. They're like, yo, we don't need to put up with this, bro. Like the Man United fans are actually seeing Ahmad play it, and a lot of them are like, yo, like, bro, he can play, you know, like he can actually play. That's why people are turning on Rashford as well now, because Ahmad's showing them all up. That's just all that's going on. So now we've seen that level. These men have got nowhere to hide, bro. This brother thought that he was gonna have people backing him online, and people are just like, nah, bro.
You're not that guy. Plus, you just lost 3-0 to Liverpool. If at home, like if there's one game where people aren't going to tolerate any BS, it's that game. You man got embarrassed at home, and this guy's trying to talk after dropping a disaster class. Drives me insane. Like, talk on the pitch. Talk on the pitch. The amount of times I see players like think they can do one thing, and it just proves everybody wrong. Like the Havertz example I said before, he had 1 goal and assist in 14 games. Then he scored off the bench against West Ham and had the nerve to go around shushing Chelsea fans in the Matthew Harding end. Like, you're one of the worst football players I've seen play for my club. The nerve. And then you didn't get a goal and assist for 7 games after that. And you thought you could go and shush around Chelsea fans. Act like you're that guy just because you scored an open goal that you were lucky to score because Ederson saved your dead touch from going out for a goal kick. Please, miss me with this BS.
No, 100%.
That's July as well. I remember this guy was shushing the Matthew Harding end after a disaster class against Palace. Thinking you're silencing the haters. Nah, you're dead too. How about you just prove it on the pitch? You don't want to get criticized. Play well. Play well. It's as simple as that. Don't give people a reason to criticize you and you won't be criticized. It's really not that hard.
No, you're right.
Some man just want it easy.
Yeah, but this is the thing, bro. So I don't know, man. It's interesting, bro. It's very interesting. People are saying Fab tweet, but no one's putting the tweet in the chat. You man need to stop that. It's so jarring.
It's just a Sancho update to train in Maresca and staff during the international break and ready for the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, you spoke about that already. Sancho's fit. He's had a preseason. He played in every game in preseason. He'll go straight into the Chelsea team.
Yeah, it's not even really an update, to be honest. I'd assume he'd be ready for that game.
Yeah, he'll go straight into the team. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes straight into the starting lineup. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Hey, I'm here for it. Because I think with Neto, we're still like managing his minutes a little bit because we brought him off a little bit earlier in the Crystal Palace game. And it seems like he's only really playing 60, 70 minutes anyway. So Sancho will definitely get minutes, be it starting, be it off the bench.
For sure. Guys, people are talking, you know what it is, yeah? People on the internet are, you know what they've done, yeah? With the Barada thing, yeah? Like, bro, those comments were before the game. Do you know what I mean? And what people are doing now is they're trying to scaremonger and make people think that this was Ineos's response to Man United getting thumped by Liverpool. It wasn't, and it isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so when they were coming out saying that we're backing the manager, That was before the game. That was before the game, and they had to say that before the game. The season just started. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, I don't know what people want. Like, I genuinely don't see this manager making it past October. I really don't.
Hear that? I mean, for you guys' sake, I would hope so. Otherwise, you guys got to be looking at Ineos side-eyed. Like, I get you said he ended up staying just because financial reasons. Was that it?
For sure.
Yeah. So, like, how long is it going to take before it's financially viable to get rid of him?
It's financially viable now because we're in the new financial year. The new financial year started at the start of July, and we remember, like, that's why with the PSR, remember, like, teams like Everton and all these guys, they needed to sell before June the 30th. There were loads of teams that needed to get rid of players before a certain time, innit?
The whole
Man
Newcastle saga and everything.
Exactly. And Man United had to decide whether they were keeping a manager or not before then because they needed to plan the season. So because of that, I'm not reading too much into it. Like, we've made enough money.
Get the start of the break then. And then if he don't,
we've made enough money in this window that we can pay him off, bruv.
Well,
we could pay him off.
Probably going to be straight after the next bad run of form then, if it's immediate, I guess. Like, who do you guys have next? Who's your next league game?
I think Southampton away or something.
Yeah, if he can't win that one, like, get rid of him. That should be a sackable offense in itself.
I think the Spurs game that we've got.
Yeah.
I think the Spurs game that we've got, like, if we get beat by Spurs, I think he's gone after that.
Spurs, so that's 5 games away. I mean, to be honest, with the run of games that you have there, you should be able. Yeah, if you can't build a run of form with that 4 games, yeah, that's the right time to cut your losses. I hear that.
Think so.
It's like Twente, Barnsley. I saw Palace. Who else was that? That was it. Yeah, that's a winnable run for you guys if your manager's serious. So yeah, it remains to be seen on that one. But
yeah, facts. Man said
the better for you guys.
I think, bro, the earlier they sack him, the better, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because don't wait until top 4 is in the distance, before you sack this manager. Don't do that. That's the easy thing to do. That's the cop-out thing to do. The cop-out is to wait till Christmas, we're miles off it, and then say, all right, cool, we're not going to make top 4, so I'll sack you. But then that's effectively throwing the season away. I think we've got the squad to write off the season.
The maddest thing is, I don't even think if you sacked him at Christmas, it would be a write-off. You're just making it more difficult for yourself. That's the bigger thing. Like, last season showed me that, that top 4 race really is worse than I gave it credit for, because we shouldn't have been anywhere near that. We were 11th in April. We ended up 5 points off 4th in May. That's crazy. So you guys could still go and get 4th even if you drag it to Christmas. It's just, for you and for some of your fans' sake, it ain't worth dragging that till Christmas. Like, just cut the losses now.
Facts. Man saying they backed him with money, they won't sack him that early, bro. That's what Tuchel done, and you're a Chelsea fan. Chelsea done it with Tuchel. They gave him a window and sacked him anyway, bro. So, that shit don't really mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And the Dan Ashworth quotes about Jadon Sancho saying that we got loads of depth in that position. It's nonsense, but he has to say that. The reason why they brought in Dan Ashworth is because Dan Ashworth is one of them guys like the Southgates and that have worked with the FA that just know what to say for PR and stuff. The reason why they sold Jadon Sancho is because he's on high wages. He wasn't happy with the manager, and it suited all parties to part ways. It suited him and it suited the club. That's why. It had nothing to do
with his wages.
Yeah, because he's on 250 and they're trying to get the wage bill down. Like, they got rid of Martial, they got rid of Varane. Do you know what I mean? They got rid of De Gea. They got
even then, but why the Bruno extension?
The Bruno extension is just to keep him quiet. I believe Bruno's gone within the next 2 seasons anyway. So,
are you guys think gonna do the isolation thing if you have to?
Yeah, bro. Bruv, listen, they've just given him that money just to keep him quiet, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. That's still a bit mad, but that says more about Bruno in that case.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's one of them ones where, like, Sancho was always
wages.
Sancho was always open to leaving, yeah, because him and the manager just don't get along. Like, that's just how it is, bro. If he stayed, he would have got his head down and he would have played and he would have still worked hard. But what's the point? The relationship, it wasn't a healthy working relationship. So it suited all parties. Like, if you can get his wages off the wage bill, yeah, then it suits the club. And if he can get some football and go somewhere where he's appreciated, which he clearly is at Chelsea, then it fits Sancho, bro. It was the best deal for everyone in the end. I'm just not happy that it was Chelsea.
No, I get it, because like, if he balls out for a rival. That's gonna drive you nuts. Especially with how much praise you've been giving Sancho over the last few years. I get it.
He's different gravy, bro. Like, he's gonna be a success at Chelsea. Like, I have not a single doubt.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he can bring to us, because I wanted Sancho since the whole 2020 saga. I'm surprised we're even able to get him now, but I ain't complaining. Like, I like good options. I like good options. That's what reminds me of the Chelsea of old, having multiple options that you can rely on. And in terms of our attack, Mudryk's the only real question mark I have. Everyone else, I know what you lot can bring. You lot can bring something to my team. Great. We just need to figure out the best way to get the best out of the attack in general. But I like the tools that we have now. And Sancho is just a great addition to it. Just get the striker January or the summer, and then I'm done. I don't have to ever worry about the attack again.
Yeah, trust me. Man said I think he's going to be better than Felix. Bro, I don't see where Joao Felix fits into this squad. That's the only thing. Like, he's a quality player, but where's Maresca going to play him? Like, I don't know does he see him as a 10 or a 9?
I don't know, because I've seen him play on the left. I've seen him play centrally. I think he's still trying to figure it out, to be honest. Like, from the looks of the Palace game, there was still some experimental moves you could see during the game. Like, when Palace ended up dropping deep, I saw Enzo drop to like a centre back. And then you had Fofana and Colwill being given a license to drive forward with the ball a little bit more. Felix was being played on the left and then being played on the centre. I saw Nkunku come on and get played on the right. So, I don't know. I think Maresca's still trying to figure out where's the best positions to get the most out of the players. So, probably one to figure out. I think the same thing with Sancho. With both of them, my questions are just, where do we implement them? How many
Sancho
minutes
can play on both sides, so that's not really an issue. Sancho's your first choice left winger. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's not Mudryk, and Sterling's gone. So who else could it be?
It would either be Sancho or Neto. And even Neto's like, I don't know if we're trusting him to play full 90s just yet. So with Sancho, though, I think as well, you're probably going to see him off the bench. Part of me, I'd be really surprised if you see him start. Just because he's just got into the team now. Because like, even with Palmer last season, it was kind of the same. Even if he performed well, he started on the bench for the first month and then ended up pushing into the starting lineup.
It would be interesting. And the reason why it's interesting for me is because your manager's made it very, very clear that he does not rate Mudryk.
Don't blame him.
So because of that, this is what makes me think, that there might be more going on. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that he's had it up to here with him still.
That would be in record time as well. Because Maresca would have joined with the idea that he'd be able to get the best out of our most expensive signings, which is why I think Enzo is still playing minute in, minute out, even though like he's been looking pants this season. But with Mudryk, I'm guessing like it's too much. It's too much because he can't do anything on that left-hand side. Like there's a couple moments of decent link-up play. He made a good chance for Jackson off the bench, but ultimately he just doesn't give you enough when he's playing. So it's just a net negative to play him in general. Like I've said, the only position I think he's good at is the 10. I have so many options that can play in the 10 and are more proven there. What's the point? So loan that guy out somewhere, in my opinion. Try and get his value as high as possible and then sell. I think that's the only way forward with Mudryk at this point. Because like he ain't even making the Conference League work. This guy stunk out both legs against Servette. I said, if this guy cannot make the Conference League work, go. There is no point even me trying to give people copium about him. It's the Conference League. You can't be playing badly there. I know likes of Dewsbury Hall and Badia Shield had awful games too, and I'm kind of looking at them a little sideways too. But at least with Dewsbury Hall, like, he's new into the team and everything. I like Badia Shield, I like the Sassy on the right-hand side. Like, you lot, wake up real quick. Because that defense is really worrying. Well, I say the defense is worrying me. Fofana and Colwell did well on Sunday.
They did okay. Like, your problem was you didn't take your chances. Even when you look, like Enzo, yeah. Obviously, I watched the Servette game, yeah, and then I watched the last game as well, bro. The drop off, yeah, having Enzo in there when Lavi is not there is crazy. I can't even lie. Enzo's miles off it, bro.
I don't get it either, because I have a problem with him playing high up the pitch, right? And I criticized Pochettino for that a lot last season. But when it was under Pochettino, he was getting minimal touches and he was pressing, chasing the goalkeeper. And it's like, okay, that's not his game. You want to maximize his touches on the ball. But my thing is, even though we're playing him high up on the pitch, he is getting a lot of touches. He is getting a lot of moments in possession. And he's messing up the passes. The one thing I'm meant to rely on with Enzo is his passing. If your way to pass is now going to be a problem, why are you on the pitch? Because you're not offering me anything consistently past that. Nothing at all. Like Caicedo, he can play in a deeper role. He can play in a further forward role. That man is just all round brilliant in midfield. I don't have to worry about him. Lavia plays better in a deeper role than both of them. That's his bag. So to me, Enzo, you looking like the one that might have to drop out. And I did a lot of defending for Enzo last season because he was being forced to play injured in a role that didn't suit him. Now I get he shouldn't be playing high up on the pitch, but you're getting a lot of touches on the ball. When it comes to passing, it shouldn't just be a case of, oh, I can only play deeper on the pitch. No. Should be able to have good weight of passes further forward up the pitch too. So, I don't know. It's a very big couple months for him because, like, if his performances don't improve, I can't see him getting shoehorned into teams. That's going to start to annoy me with Maresca.
Even though he's got the armband, bruv.
He's a vice captain, though. James will be back after the break. So he don't need that no more. And even then, like, Chilwell was our vice captain and he never saw the pitch after, like, October, November. He had a little run in January, February and got dropped again when Cucurella was back from illness. So, like, yeah, he don't have to play just because he's the vice captain. And to be honest, like, him being the vice captain is only because he's one of the more senior players in the squad. Even though he's only been here 2 years. That's it. It's not really for any other reason.
So it doesn't. So you don't think it guarantees anything?
It shouldn't. For me, it should be performances, if anything. Like, if you're the captain and you're dead, like, what's the point? Like, that was my problem with Gallagher having the armband for so long. It's like, you're crap. Well, why is a dead player my captain? You're meant to set the example with your performances. All he does is foul people left, right, and center, and he refuses to pass forwards. So, like, yeah, like, I don't think the armband should do too much with Enzo. It should be more performance-based. If he don't play well against Bournemouth, I don't want to see this guy starting because he's not been good enough from the start of the season, and the excuses are dead now. He's back fit. He's in a system that suits him. It's your third season in the Prem. No more excuses. It's time to cook or it's time to just sit on the bench.
I hear it. So what was your overall takeaway, bro?
From what, the Palace game?
Yeah.
I actually wasn't too annoyed about the game, if anything. Like, obviously, I'm not happy with the fact that we drew. But when I look at it, I thought defensively we were a lot better. For 50, 60 minutes, like, we were really good. I think just Dean Henderson was on a madness. When I even look at the misses, Noni could have scored one of his chances. He didn't even get on target. Other than that, like, I weren't even that annoyed with some of the chances we took. I just thought Henderson had a match level performance. My only real problems were Enzo's performance, how long it took to bring Nkunku off the bench, bringing Nkunku on and playing him on the right, and we struggled to break down the low block, which I've heard was going to be a problem with Maresca anyway, and it's been a problem with us for years. That was the only real worrying thing, and I'm still not even really that worried about it, only because it's still early days on the Maresca, so you're going to have those sorts of growing pains. I saw enough to see improvements. The defense wasn't an absolute mess. Even when Palace ends up sitting back and hitting us on the break, which they are more comfortable doing, then it showed that in the match, they didn't really make a lot of clear-cut chances. It's just we didn't really make a lot ourselves either. So it's just,
True,
it's
but you made enough to
disappointing that
win the game, though.
Yeah. I just think Henderson had a madness in that first half. We could have been 2-3-0 up by then, but just really good saves from him. Can't knock a goalkeeper for having a good game. So bar the
No,
Noni miss, I'm not even annoyed about any of them.
I hear it. There's the Noni miss in the 1v1. Then there was obviously the one that came over the top. He never kept his eye on it. But Noni's not a finisher anyway. He scored a hat-trick the other day, but he ain't gonna score loads of goals this season. He's not. That's just not who he is. The Jackson chance when he was through, yeah, Jackson's first touch killed him. Do you know what I mean? And then he's chasing his first touch, and then
I think Gay defends well on that too.
It's decent, but for me, the touch killed him, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The first initial touch to get through, the ball's bobbling all over the place, and he doesn't really get it under control. And then even when he takes the shot, he's kind of stretching for it, so he can't really put any real power through the ball. Like,
I don't think I noticed the touch, to be fair. I'll watch that one back.
Yeah, it's the initial first touch is what made the chance even more difficult for him, because the first touch he took wasn't a good one. And this is just what it is. It's ultra fine margins, but you put enough pressure on them, yeah. You put enough pressure on them to win the game comfortably.
Yeah, like that game just I've been calling it classic Chelsea, because like that is like 10-15 Tuchel games in 21-22. Dominate, don't score your chances, concede the goal and just draw the game. Like that's just standard. But for me, it's like I'm glad I don't see a lot of alarm bells ringing. That to me in itself was a positive. I'm not going out that game thinking, what the hell was that? Like when we lost to Forest 1-0 earlier on in the season last time we played. That was alarm bells, because we played 2 forwards at home and we didn't create a damn thing. We did enough. I just think Henderson did well. Noni might have been able to score his chance. Eze scores a wonder goal that no one can really do anything about. I can't even really blame anybody for that goal. It's a good finish.
It was a great finish.
Dragged Caicedo to the left. He's got an open gap. Shoots, scores. The rest is just Henderson makes a great save off a Fofana header. The Enzo pass to Noni, good save from him too. I think there was one from a Jackson header. There was a Palmer free kick as well. It's just like Palace had a good second half, personally. And also, like, Will Hughes ideally should have been sent off. If that happens, then we definitely win the game. Worst case scenario, 1-0. But they take him off. He was getting cooked by Noni all game. They bring on Decore, and Decore has a good second half. Locked up Palmer. I think they put Mitchell on the left-hand side after that. And I think they had another player as well. And because they dropped back, Noni doesn't really have as much space to run into. So he can't really cook the same way he did in the first half. So personally, like Palace just got their goal and they were just happy with it, because
they parked off, bro. They parked it off, because even for the Chelsea goal, the touch from Madueke was unreal. The first touch to take the defender out was a great touch. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. He takes him out the game and then obviously plays Palmer through. But as soon as Palace drop off, he's null and void, bro.
Yeah, and like, that's where I understand where a Sancho might have potentially helped us, for example. Or if Palmer was on the right-hand side, for example, because he's a little bit better in tighter spaces.
Exactly, or Neto on the right, and Sancho on the left. And I think that's what you'll do against the smaller clubs that are going to sit back and not let you play.
That's why I'm happy with the signings as well, because like it's just multiple options for multiple different scenarios. But like I get Palace doing that. I'm never going to knock a team for just sitting back after getting a point or something, especially with their recent record against us. I think it's 13 defeats in a row. This is the first point they've taken against us since 17-18, I think. So yeah, more power to them. I'm really impressed with the way they handled that second half. They did really well. Because the first half, they looked like they were about to hold 3 or 4.
Yeah, they did 100%, guys. And yeah, that's what it is, you know, because people throw around Madueke's take on stats and all these things. I think I've seen Don talk about it, bro. And all that tells you is that he prefers to play in transition. That's all it tells you. Because against deep blocks, yeah, players are not taking players on, bro. Like, he ain't got the feet to be doing all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? You watch him play. He's not someone that's taking players on against low blocks. It simply doesn't happen. It's the same with players like Doku and all these guys when they talk about take-ons. These guys ain't taking players on when teams are sitting back. They're taking players on in transition, bro. They're not dangerous against deep blocks. They're really not. Like against low blocks, the only way to really break these things down is to have really smart players that are good at hitting given goals and moving teams.
Yeah. And like
This
for me, like I guess with Noni, it was easy to get gassed off the Wolves game. But even with the Wolves game, I noticed after the third goal, these men moved Ait Nori to like DM or something. And it killed their game because you've just given Noni the entire right-hand side in transition. All Palmer has to do is get the ball, pass to the right, goal or chance.
No,
and that was the fourth goal. That was the fifth goal. Game over. This game, like, it was a much better low block. It was a lot smarter from Palace. I think they focus more on the right hand side too because they know what Noni's like. He just struggled.
No, 100%. And bro, like guys, I mean, before we wrap, the Zirkzee thing, bro. I can't even tell you. Yeah, I think the discourse around Zirkzee, is exactly. I think it's the perfect example of how stupid football fans are. It's the perfect example. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you look at Zirkzee, for instance, that game against Liverpool, that we can all agree that the manager set up the team wrong, was his first start of the season. The guy came off the bench and scored the winner in the first game of the season. And all of a sudden, man are judging his performance in a game where we got cooked. Like, bro, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense, bro. Like, he's a quality.
Sounds like the Hoyland stands coming out.
It must be though. Well, it is the Hoyland stands though, isn't it? It is really the Hoyland stands, the 0016 stands. Let's not forget. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Zirkzee scored on his debut.
It's always the man who back one guy who doesn't do well, and they always just dunk on the replacements. Like our fans have been doing that with Dewsbury Hall. Anytime he gives the ball away, you hear Gallagher chants going around Stamford Bridge. Or you hear people saying, "Oh, why did we get rid of Gallagher for this guy?"
But this is it. It's the Hoyland stands, but also it's the rival fans that are hoping that he doesn't do well. But all it is hope.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? All it is hope, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he can play. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones. When you've got a striker like him, who is a false nine and he likes to link with players, and you've put him out there with Rashford and Garnacho, there's only so much he can do. People are saying, oh, yeah, but he had this chance and he had that chance. He's the kind of player that is best utilized with movement around him so he can link, bro. He will score goals for this club, but he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. He never has been one. He doesn't even see himself as one. When he came to the club, he didn't ask for the number 9 shirt because he don't see himself as a number 9. He's not an out-and-out goal scorer. He's a link man. So, yes, he is going to get chances that people say that he should score and he's not going to score. But then, in turn, he's going to score goals that people don't expect him to score, and he scores because he's that kind of player. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's too early to just write him off anyway.
Bro, it's not even about writing him off. Like, it's too early for anything, bruv. He's had one start. He's had one start, no preseason.
I can't speak too much on his game because I was coming out the Chelsea match. I only saw parts of the second half and like the highlights. But even then, like, man are ripping him too much off that one match alone. When from listening to your review, it sounded like all the players just got sent out there to die personally.
Yeah, we got battered.
Yeah, what's the point? What was the point of isolating individuals if that's the sort of game you lot went through?
Yeah, but this is the problem though. But this is why I said, there's no point really isolating any individuals in that game because it was a collective fuck up by the manager putting out the wrong system. Instead, people wanna try and blame Cass. Do you know what I mean? When he was better than Kobe Mino and he was better than Bruno. If we're being completely honest, honesty is something that this fan base struggle with. But do you know what I'm saying? Kobe Mino and Bruno Fernandes were absolutely awful. People are saying, oh, yeah, Cass was bad. Bro, the amount of times Cass was breaking up Liverpool attacks, bro. But people will only remember the 2 goals, that he was involved in, that we conceded. And if we're being 100% honest with the first goal as well, Cass gets the ball and Kobe Mino's running away from him. Kobe's not even looking at the football. That's how the turnover happens in the first place. Like Kobe Mino's running away from the football, bro. Completely running away from him. He's not even looking at you. Like, how you playing in midfield and the guy at the base in the 6 gets the ball, and instead of making an angle to receive the ball from him, you just turn and just run the other way, bro. Obviously,
did you look at him before that? Because I did think he went for that pass a bit too quickly as well.
No, because he played that pass because he saw Kobe and he played it blind. He didn't look again. Because if you watch it, the ball comes in, yeah, and he's made up his mind before the ball's come to him that he's playing it to Kobe. He hasn't looked again. He's just played it because he's seen Kobe there, so he thinks he's still there. If I'm in midfield,
he's played it, he started pushing forward. Okay,
bro. If I'm in midfield and I see my player, the ball's coming to me, I'm not gonna think he's gonna turn and run away from me. I'm not gonna think that.
You gotta think fast when you're in the midfield. I hear it.
That's what I'm saying. And yeah, Cass could have taken a touch because he had the time, but he tried to move the ball quickly and it didn't work. But when you look at the positioning of the other 2 midfielders, when Kobe turns the ball over for the 3rd goal, and Kobe's positioning when Cass turns the ball over for the 1st goal, why is the gap in midfield so big? It's by design.
Bro, I looked at you guys' passing structure after the game. Like, bro. And the whole thing is like the arrows get more transparent the less passes are completed. Further forward, bruv, it was so see-through, it was ridiculous. And the gap between your midfield and the attack was laughably bad. I was like, how are these men progressing anything? I'm seeing Rashford on an island with like minimal arrows towards him. Nothing forward. Nothing forward at all. I was like, raw. Yeah, you lot struggled. I'm not surprised you lot got packed 3-0 just looking at that alone.
Bro, 3-0 let us off, you know? 3-0 let us off.
They were bossing you off the park second half.
Oh, yeah, we got smoked. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where, bro, I'll be honest, yeah? Nobody should be blaming individual players after that Man United-Liverpool game. All of this blame should be on the manager. All of it. That's where
being cooked by Slot in his 3rd game is an even bigger indictment.
Yeah, that's it. So for me, I just find it's lazy, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? It's lazy, and that's the best way. That's the best way to describe it. So I don't know, people. You know what I mean, man said ESPN had the best coverage of Owen Hargreaves and assistant players not showing for the ball, bro. Anyone that knows football knows that in the midfield you need options, bro. It doesn't matter who you are. Do you know what I'm saying? What Casemiro was gonna turn into fucking Kovacic and start slaloming through players, like that was never gonna happen.
That's why Jorginho and Kovacic were so good together, because they just stayed tight and they just kept interchanging and making space for each other. That's what annoyed me so much last season when Caicedo's in a 40-yard island by himself and Enzo's pressing the goalkeeper.
But there you go. But that's what Bruno does. That's what Bruno does. Press the goalkeeper. And any midfield that Bruno's in is going to be a man light because he's got no discipline. So because of these things, instead of looking at the easy person to blame.
Oh, yeah, that was Gallagher for us. I've just clocked that. That was an even bigger issue.
Yeah. So instead of looking at
Gallagher playing the pivot and think, oh, I want to be a right winger today.
Well, there you go, my bro. So it's one of them ones where all roads lead to the dugout, innit? Like the manager's an absolute scrub. So that's the only person that needs to be taking accountability for what's going on at the football club. All the other stuff, yeah, it's all agenda driven. It's I don't like him because my player is better than this player, or the player I like isn't being played because of this guy. So now I'm just gonna try to run agendas, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? The Hoyland fanboys, do you know what I mean, are trying to find a way to try and drag Zirkzee into a conversation that doesn't need to be starting because we're 3 games into the season. He's only started 1 game, and the 1 game he started was against Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? So what are we doing? What are we actually doing, bro?
When you guys have a good system, that's when you can finally come to conclusion on a lot of the players.
And even without a good system, bro, when Zirkzee gets a run of games, in games that we're supposed to win, you're going to see his quality. You're going to see him score goals and you're going to see him get assists. I do not doubt these things because he has a genuine skill set and he has genuine quality. Hoyland doesn't have that. So I'm not really worried about that. And even saying Zirkzee don't look match fit, bro. The Brer had no preseason. He played in no preseason friendlies.
Swear.
No, because he was at the Euros.
Fair enough. I didn't know that.
Because he got to the semis. Like, so even Kobe Mino and them lot, they had no preseason friendly. Kobe Mino went straight into the Community Shield with no preseason. So not only man saying he don't look match fit, but also that's just his build and this is just his body. That's how he moves. Everyone wants players to be running around like blue ass flies. That's not how he plays, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? These men think that everyone that's up front is going to be fucking some pace demon running, closing down players. Zirkzee's not that kind of player, bro. He just glides around the pitch, bro, and just gets on the ball. That's why I compared him to Zlatan in like his movement and that. Like, that's what he's like. Do you know what I mean? You want him to just be running around like Rasmus. Rasmus runs around, doesn't win the ball, yeah? Can't control the ball. What the fuck are we doing? That is crazy.
Hopefully he gets a run of games because I do. From what I've heard about him, I like the style of player that he is. Just haven't seen enough of him to really get him.
He's class, man. Do you know what I mean? Anyone that can't see the quality in him don't know football, innit? Like, it's not really a nuanced conversation. So I just don't really care to entertain that.
No, I hear that. It's about him getting the opportunity to show it enough times.
That's it, bro. Sturridge even said he's like Berbatov. But, bro, to be fair, these top reds were chatting shit about Berbatov as well. If you lot are old enough to remember. Do you know what I'm saying?
I bet they were calling him lazy, innit?
Yeah,
I bet that was it. Yeah.
It's lazy.
Yeah.
Do you know
you don't run around enough. Yeah, that's English football fans in a nutshell, innit?
It is, innit? The mugs. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But people, make sure you subscribe to Lewis's channel. The link is in the title. Do you know what I mean? Let's get him to 50k. He's like what? Not too
K and a half, really that?
Yeah, 1500 away, bro. Not too many. So let's get him up to 50k. What you got coming up, my bro?
I've got a recap show with Goonie and CB on in like an hour's time. We're just going to touch on the transfer window in the first 3 games of the season. So take a look out for that. We're going to be just touching on the start of the season. So it should be a good conversation.
That's it. You know what I mean? We're going to redirect to Rants and Gunner people on the Gunner's channel. As soon as we head over there, make sure you smash the likes. And yep, I'll see you guys.